I see a lot of people over the age of 40, sometimes even 50 plus, doing these exact stretching exercises in the gym, which is making their back pain worse than ever before. And then they end up having to spend thousands of dollars on physio or chiro or osteopaths. By avoiding these stretching mistakes, you're not only going to be loosening your lower back pain, but also be able to exercise freely without feeling stiffness in your body, and play with your kids or grandkids without having to worry about that your back is going to break or that you're going to have to take the next day off to lay in bed all day. So let's get into it. Number one would be avoid advanced movements. So a lot of people, when they search for beginner stretches to cure their lower back pain, they're going to find videos like these. Now, if you're someone who hasn't been much active over the last couple of years, doing stretches like these are just going to keep you in bed the rest of your life and continue the back pain. So avoid doing that. And if you want to know some beginner stretches that I did when I was over 370 pounds overweight, even when I couldn't touch my toes, I couldn't bend over to touch my toes, then I have a whole completely separate video on this exact channel going over it. So number two would be avoiding deadlifts. Now, you see, deadlifts are actually a fantastic exercise for your back. But if you're a beginner, especially with lower back pain, this could be one of the worst exercises you could do if you're not doing it correctly. So personally, if I was a complete beginner not knowing how to work out and I have lower back pain, I would definitely advise you and recommend to completely avoid doing this altogether. Unless you have an experienced coach or trainer that can walk you through step by step on how to do this properly. Because this really requires proper technique and proper form to execute it perfection, or to execute it properly. Honestly, like, I'm not trying to be over dramatic, but even the slightest bad form when doing a deadlift can really mess up your disc or your spinal column, and like it could lead to like paralysis. It could lead to you being like super stiff, you're bending over all the time for weeks. It's just not worth the risk. So either have someone experienced to walk you through everything, or just avoid it completely. It's not a necessary exercise, genuinely. Number three would be overstretching. This is something that I see in a lot of beginners. They don't know the sweet spot when to stop stretching. Sometimes they push too hard or stretch beyond their comfort, like they're inflicting pain, or they go beyond the range of motion and end up like damaging some nerves. There are good pains and there are bad pains when it comes to stretching, and some people don't know the difference. Good pain is when your muscles in actually a stretched position. Bad pain is when it comes to your nerves and your ligaments. When you focus on increasing your range of motion, you won't or should not experience any pain at all. And if you do, please seek help from a professional. Now, if you want to know some beginner stretches you could do to improve your lower back pain and your range of motion, then I have another video on this channel, and it will be queued at the end of this video with a playlist going over all the lower back pain series. So feel free to watch that once we're done with it. Number four would be ignoring muscles imbalances. Now, it's normal to have somewhat of an imbalance. Like, you're either going to be right hand dominant or left hand dominant, but it shouldn't be crazy one lopsided. When a lot of people experience lower back pain, they only focus on stretching and strengthening their lower back pain only. This might give you or them some temporary relief, but the lower back pain only gets worse in the long run. Now, why is that, right? It's because the supporting muscles are not strong. You see, your lower back pain is supported by stuff like your hips, your glutes, your legs, and especially your core abdominal muscles, especially your TVA. As you age, these muscles are only going to gradually get weaker, especially if you don't or have not done any exercises in the past. So don't just isolate and focus only on strengthening and training your lower back, but also focus on supporting the other muscle groups as well. It's very important. Number five would be stretching cold muscles. Can you guess what happens when you stretch a rubber band that's been inside a freezer? First, it's hard to stretch when it's frozen. Second, even when you try to stretch it, it's going to break. Well, it's the same thing when stretching your muscles when they are cold. When you stretch your muscles when they are cold, it could cause severe injury or damage to your nerves that will stick around for months, or sometimes in bad cases, even years. That's why it's incredibly, very important to warm up before doing any stretching. So by warm up, I don't mean you need to run on a treadmill for 10 or 20 minutes. If I do talk about proper warm up exercises in this video, it's gonna be way too long. That's why I made this series, and the playlist will be at the end of this video. So number six will be holding the stretch too long. A lot of beginners hold their stretch for way too long. Again, they don't really know the sweet spot or when it's time to actually stop, or what the difference is between the nerves and the range of motion. Now, it's really hard to critique this and give you tangible advice on this because it's really different for everybody, and every body is different and unique, right? Some people are super rusty and need like WD-40 to lubricate the joints because they haven't done anything in decades. And some people just don't have the right mobility, but they have some flexibility. So if you would like someone to help you out with your stretching routine, or improving your lower back pain, or lose 10 pounds in the next 30 days without charging thousands of dollars a session or hour, then the first link in the video below will be a link to book a call with me. It'll also give you a video to kind of break down more about me, my system, how I can help you lose 10 pounds in the next 30 days and ultimately feel the best you ever have and reduce your lower back pain. Basically, we're just gonna go over your current position, what you like, what you don't like, what's happening, what you've tried in the past, and ultimately make the best custom game plan for you that will allow you to lose the weight with ease and keep it off for the rest of your life, and improve your back pain and keep that off for the rest of your life as well. So if you finally wanna kind of like run around with your grandkids and like not worry about pain, or your kids, or like walk up a flight of stairs without gasping for air, or bend over and pick up a piece of paper without pulling your back out, then I would encourage you to schedule a call. But before you click off this video, thank you for watching. Please do me a solid if you had any value from this video, subscribe for more, and like this video because it helps a lot with the algorithm. And until next time, I will see you on the other side, or I'll see you in the next video.